brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. Now, here's Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop.
Good Wednesday morning. It is, 11 after 9 on a beautiful morning. How's it going, Mary?
A beautiful October morning.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Well, it actually wasn't that cool, but it was in the high 50s when we walked this morning, and I got to tell you, it was a whole lot cooler than yesterday. Yesterday, it just got cooler throughout the whole day, and I had left our cabin closed up because I'd had the air on because it was so stuffy yesterday morning. And then I thought, well, I'm just going to leave it because it's going to stay cool in here for a while. Well, when I got home, it was nice and warm in the cabin, but it was freezing cold outside. So, yeah, weird day is weird weather, but it's only going to last a day or so, and then we'll be back to some warmer, at least, temperatures and a little more like summertime coming up over the weekend. So don't let this one scare you. If this is a good time to try on your, if you're like me, a lot of elastic waist shorts and swimsuits and stuff being worn over the summer and not a lot of jeans, this is a good opportunity to try those jeans on and see if they still fit. And then you have the rest of the summer to work on that. Anyway, I always think putting jeans on at the end of the summer after having just vegged at the lake is kind of a scary thing to do. But anyway, yeah, so keep your hooded sweatshirt and your sweatpants close today, or throw on a pair of jeans because it's chilly. And I think it's going to be pretty much most of the day. What are we looking for? 60s-ish?
Yeah, about 67 is going to be our high on the day. A little bit of rain coming in today and into tonight. 50 for our low. And 72 nice and sunny for tomorrow.
Okay, well, we'll take that.
For those listening on our video stream, I'm currently working on the audio issue right now.
Okay.
It's a little off, and so we're working diligently to get that back up and running.
Okay. So maybe if you need to work on that, I can just dive into some things here if you'd like me to do that.
That'd be great.
Okay. Well, interesting. You know, we hear so much about these ICE agents, and there are so many bad actors out there, fueled, I will say, in part by the Democratic Party, that their narrative and the way that they are making ICE sound like they're the bad guys, I really think they're stirring up this whole thing about going after ICE. I mean, they're getting rocked. They're getting threatened. Their families are being threatened. They're finding that they're dumping garbage on these ICE agents' lawns. I mean, it's just awful kinds of stuff. And I think it is being fueled in part by the rhetoric from the left and, you know, what they're saying that these ICE agents are doing. Well, let me tell you what the ICE agents have done so far. In the month of June in Houston, Texas alone, ICE arrested 1,371 criminal illegal aliens. Now, these are not just illegal aliens. These are criminal illegal aliens. They included 32 child predators, 9 murderers, 16 cartel or gang members, and 1 who was convicted of hijacking an airplane. So,
hijacking an airplane.
Those are the people that are being arrested. So the ICE release records are out there for anyone to see. It's public information. And while the Democrats continue to claim that ICE is indiscriminately deporting innocent people just for being brown-skinned, that is absolute hooey. So it is all transparent. And just to tell you, in Houston alone, all those bad actors, and these are people we do not want in our country.
No.
Child predators, murderers, cartel and gang members, 1 convicted of hijacking an airplane. Now, are you okay with them going back to their respective countries? I sure am.
Well, hijacking an airplane, I kind of like to think he'd be in jail, or that person would be in jail.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, anyway, it also includes the names and full records of 5 sample arrestees, such as a 47-year-old criminal alien from Mexico and former gang member who has illegally entered the U.S. 6 times, and a felon who's been convicted of attempted murder, evading arrest, illegal entry, and drug possession, and twice convicted of trafficking cocaine. So these are the people that we are arresting and moving out of our country. And I'm sorry, I think those are all good people to get the heck out of Dodge. Get them out.
Get them out.
Anyway, but the left will tell you that we're just indiscriminately picking people who have brown skin and saying, out. And that is not even close.
Well, because it goes against their narrative if we tell them the truth.
And they know that it is not the truth. But these days, it doesn't matter if you speak the truth. If someone from the left says something that is not truthful, but goes along with their narrative, the left is going to agree and say, yep. And I'll tell you, I just think it's getting scarier and scarier. The people who are running for public office. We see this guy, Mondani or whatever his name is in New York. I mean, the guy, well, first of all, he's not an American citizen, I don't think. So I'm not sure, and I don't know what the rules and regulations are with regard to...
Well, I'm pretty sure it's New York. They don't care if you're an American citizen.
No, I guess not. So he's running for mayor, is that right?
Yep.
Okay. So I don't know if you need to be a U.S. citizen. There is also someone that I'm not positive is a U.S. citizen, and I tried to dig into this and I couldn't find it. And I don't off the top of my head know his name, but he's also running for mayor in Minneapolis. So interesting that we've got people from all over the world who are running to be mayors of our United States cities, who some of them aren't even American citizens. And again, to be mayor, I'm not sure. Is that a prerequisite? Like, maybe it depends on where you are. But with regard to those ICE arrests, they are being totally transparent about that. And if the left would actually take a look at those lists and who are the people that they have deported, they will see that they are bad actors, they are criminals, and they don't belong in this United States. I don't know what you think about, here we are, Jeffrey Epstein's name in the news again, in fact, topping a lot of the news. And now, of course, the left is crying out, we want to see the files, we want to see the lists, and are they just assuming that Donald Trump is on that list somewhere, probably?
Well, he's met with Epstein because there's photos of them together.
Right, exactly.
But then again, that doesn't mean he went to, the Kinky Island.
No, from what I read this morning, they had some kind of falling out, and I don't know exactly what that was, but supposedly the president had not seen Jeffrey Epstein for 15 years prior to his death. Now, whether or not that's all factual, I don't know. It's just what I read this morning, and can't even tell you the source, so sorry about that, because I think it was, and the thing is, I kind of don't believe, no matter what the source is, I kind of don't believe it anymore. So, but anyway, why is it such a big deal now? I feel like as a country, we, outside of what Donald Trump has been able to accomplish in his first months of being president for the second time around, aside from that, I feel like all we are doing is looking backward instead of moving forward. We're looking back at, another big deal is who were the doctors and the people that were surrounding President Biden, and were they not forthcoming about his actual competency?
That I kind of want to know.
Although, I mean, so then what? So what if his doctor said, yeah, he was a mess 2 years ago, but we just kept covering? Then what?
Well, what it does is it lays the groundwork for future presidents that if they are starting to look a little odd, maybe we can take a look at that.
Yeah. Well, does it make you wonder, though, when his physician said, oh, I plead the fifth?
Yeah.
I don't know, and I suppose you can always call the HIPAA deal, you can say, sorry, I'm not allowed to give that information. That would be a better answer than I plead the fifth.
I plead the fifth is him saying, yeah, I lied.
Yeah, well, anyway, so I feel like we're looking backward on so many things, And I don't know, sometimes I feel like there's bigger fish to fry moving forward.
Well, as you said, it's misdirection. They don't want you to move forward and look
Right.
at everybody else that's screwing
Right.
up.
Yeah. So anyway, things continue to move forward, hopefully. Russia has dismissed President Trump's demand for a ceasefire agreement. He's just not a nice guy.
No.
For the ceasefire agreement in Ukraine within 50 days. That's what President Trump said. Listen, you get 50 days to knock this off. He emphasized the need for continued negotiations. He's not happy with the deal. Deputy Foreign Minister, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Ryabkov, sounds Russian, doesn't it? Anyway, stated that ultimatums are not tolerated and diplomatic efforts are preferred. Well, to that we say we have tried those diplomatic efforts over and over and over, talked till we are blue in the face. Trump has threatened massive tariffs against Russia if it doesn't end the war within those 50 days.
Yeah.
So,
And I think that's a set of tariffs we can all get behind.
I think so too. Yeah, absolutely. President Trump called on Attorney General Pam Bondi to release, back to the Epstein files for a moment, release any credible information regarding Jeffrey Epstein following pressure from his supporters. Bondi, in response, stated that the recently released DOJ and FBI memo claiming that no client list exists speaks for itself. Republican lawmakers have shown interest in having Epstein's associate, Ghislaine Maxwell, testify before Congress. Remember, she got put away for 20 years for her part in the whole Epstein deal. I bet she just wishes he was still alive so she could kill him. All right, more bad weather across the country. Flash floods caused by slow-moving thunderstorms led to 2 fatalities in Plainfield, New Jersey, prompting a state of emergency declaration. A vehicle was swept away by floodwaters, resulting in the tragic deaths of 2 individuals. In New York City, heavy rainfall inundated the area, breaking daily record rainfalls. And subway stations, I saw footage of this yesterday. I don't love the subway anyway. I don't like being underground. I don't like the subway at all. But imagine being on the subway, pouring rain and pouring water down the steps of the subway where you've just gotten on the train, and now the water starts coming into your car.
Oh.
Yeah, that would freak me out. Anyway, that's what was happening in New York yesterday, and had a conversation about someone we know who was supposed to travel yesterday to somewhere in New Jersey. I'm not exactly sure where, but she was trying to get to Newark Airport.
Mm-hmm.
And they were as far as on the plane. And then they pulled them off and said, nope, this flight is canceled. No way we can land in New Jersey. And we'll wait till later in the day. And I think she got canceled from 4 or 5 different flights and finally said, enough. Had already missed the meeting that she was supposed to be at. So if you were planning on flying into or out of Newark Airport, might want to check that out. Or maybe even...
Well, plus Newark is having issues like you would not believe with the radar.
Yeah, although they have the most, I think it was in June, had the most on-time and least canceled flights of any airline.
Well, it's because
across the country.
we can't tell if there's an issue. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I guess. Well, anyway, I was trying to give them just a little bit of a, attaboy.
Yeah, but it's Newark.
It is Newark. But anyway, if you or someone you know had a flight into or out of Newark, and maybe even into Queens, I don't know if LaGuardia is operating as as it usually is. But anyway, good thing to no matter when you fly, I always check to make sure my flight is on time before I leave for the airport.
Yep.
I don't want to get to the airport and sit all day. Let's see what else we have for you. A transgender girl housed in a male unit at a Washington, D.C. juvenile detention center was hospitalized with multiple injuries, including a broken jaw. The incident occurred on July 7th at the city's Youth Services Center, where 2 residents were sent to the hospital following violent incidents. 5 teens have been charged in connection with the assault on the trans resident, and as if they weren't already in enough trouble. So there you go. All right, let's see. We have a survey that reveals states with the most and fewest good days per year.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what that entails, but we'll tell you about that when we come back on Morning Talk.
Back with more Morning Talk with Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop. Brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. After the markets on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
If shore lunches and backstraps are a main part of your diet, then we've got a radio show for you. Sporting Journal Radio. It's the Midwest's radio home for the outdoors. I'm Brett Amundson, and I'll get you caught up on the latest hunting, fishing, and outdoor information each week with tips from guides, biologists, and wild game cooks. Tune in to Sporting Journal Radio.
Catch Sporting Journal Radio Saturday mornings at 8:06 on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Listen anytime, any place with the new Fergus Now app on your phone.
There's lots of gear to help you fish, but make sure you pack your guides in your tackle box. Listen to Todd and Phil from PT's Guide Service during Gone Fishin', presented by Frontier Marine and Power Sports. Gone Fishin' helps you land more fish by letting you know the techniques that are working on area lakes. Listen in as PT's Guide Service shares a boatload of experience. Gone Fishin' can be heard right here every Friday afternoon at 5:25, presented by Frontier Marine and Power Sports. Listen in this Friday and let people know you've gone fishing.
KBRF presents Where to Eat, the culinary adventure, sponsored by Dandelion and Burdock and Service Food in Fergus Falls.
Hi, I'm Zach Daniels.
And I'm Dave Bishop, your guide to the region's culinary treasures.
Join us as we explore various restaurants, uncover delicious meals, and highlight each restaurant's signature dish.
Experience diverse cuisine types, unique atmospheres, and must-try dishes. Check it out on KBRFradio.com and the Fergus Now app.
New episodes air every first Friday of the month. Where to Eat, powered by Dandelion and Burdock and Service Food of Fergus Falls.
Injured or ill and unsure about work? Minnesota Retain offers free expert help to get you back to work safely. Visit mnretain.com or call 507-284-4537. The contents of this ad were developed under Grant H421F240147 from the U.S. Department of Education. The department does not mandate or prescribe practices, models, or any other activities described or discussed in this ad. Paid for by Minnesota Retain. Aired by the Minnesota Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey everybody, it's Chris Atterbury. No Twins baseball today. It is the All-Star break, all sorts of fun All-Star festivities to keep you busy till we reconvene in Colorado. We'll be in Colorado on Friday night, 7:40, first pitch on the air at 7. Join Glenn Perkins and me from the Rock Pile in beautiful Denver as the Twins begin the second half of the 2025 season right here on your home for Twins baseball.
News Talk 1250 AM KBRF. Depend on it.
Welcome to your field. The weather is perfect. The soil is perfect. The seedlings are perfect. Enjoy your relaxing day.
We all know that's not farming. That's fantasy. It takes grit and hard work to do what you do. Dynagrow Seed is bred and tested for your reality with a proven history of success in your area year after year. Dynagrow Seed. For real. Visit seedyoucantrust.com.
Find out why the markets are moving. Get in-depth ag information with the Red River Farm Network on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
Good morning. I'm Jamie Dickerman with the market updates here on the Red River Farm Network. Mixed markets for the grain so far today. Soybeans out to a double-digit gain. Ever ag market analyst Cole Weinkauf says a new trade deal is helping move the needle today.
There was a trade deal done with Indonesia, and so that's kind of got this soy complex pretty pumped up here this morning. And corn is kind of being pulled along here, and one number that we kind of keep going back to on both corn and soybeans is this gap that we created after the 4th of July. We closed up on that Thursday before 4th of July. And when we came out of that long weekend, these funds said, okay, that's enough. We didn't have any major issues. And so they started to sell off pretty heavily, and it created a gap right around 4:30 on the December board. And so usually the market likes to go back and hit those numbers at some point. And so the corn market is kind of trying to work its way up towards there.
Livestock markets up across the board.
And so as we continue to work through, we're just trying to figure out when is this thing going to really break, and just haven't seen it yet. So we'll see how we get through the rest of key grilling season here in July and August. But continue to look at those highs and continue to set new ones here. It seems like every day. We did get a pullback here at the beginning of the week, but as we work through, it's trying to work back up into that high level that we saw there on the 11th.
Dow Jones Industrial Average now is up 33 points, 44,057. Reporting agriculture's business, this is the Red River Farm Network. U.S. Custom Harvesters, harvesting the crops that feed the world. To locate a custom harvester, visit the U.S. Custom Harvesters Incorporated website, uschi.com. You'll find a directory of custom harvesters ready to assist you with this harvest. Call 620-200-1381. That's 620-200-1381. U.S. Custom Harvesters. You can also check them out on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Find out more at uschi.com.
Boost your crop's health with Domark 230ME and Badge SC fungicide exclusively from Gowan, USA. Domark Systemic Action teams up with Badge's outstanding mixing properties for unbeaten disease control on sugar beets and dried edible beans. Experience the power of two different modes of action with Domark and Badge. Don't wait. Contact your local ag retailer and ask about Domark 230ME and Badge SC. Always read and follow label directions from Gowan, USA.
More than 200 members of Congress are standing up for AM radio listeners. The AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act will keep AM radio in cars, because when cell and internet services are down, this free service could be your only lifeline. Text AM to 39179. Tell Congress to pass this critical legislation now.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Harvest Hotline brings you daily updates with farmers, custom harvesters, elevator managers, and more. Get the latest on harvest progress, yields, and what's happening in the field. Harvest Hotline can be heard weekdays at 12:37 during Agriculture Today. Harvest Hotline brought to you by Ag Country Farm Credit Services, Amity Technology, North Dakota Mill, and U.S. Custom Harvesters. We're the Red River Farm Network, reporting agriculture's business. Minneapolis wheat September, we are up 3/4 of a cent at 6.5 now. December is up 1/4, 6.21. September Chicago, we're down 2 3/4, 5.35.5. And September Kansas City is down 5 1/4, 5.18.5. September corn is up 1 1/4 cents at 4.02.5. December is up 1 1/4 at 4.21. September soybeans were up 10 1/4, 9.97.5. November up 10 1/2 at 10.12 1/4. August live cattle up 65 cents, 223.05. The feeders August up 77, 323.05. And July lean hogs up 15 cents, 106.85. This is the Red River Farm Network.
When your garage door stops working, life gets inconvenient fast. From broken rollers to full garage door makeovers, Easy Open Garage Doors does it all. Make it easy and give Easy Open Garage Door a call at 770-DOOR.
Community is important, and you'll find it at Pioneer Point. Spacious apartments, thoughtfully designed for older adults, provide the best in senior living. Heated parking and elevator access makes life easy. Your neighbors at Pioneer Point hold a welcoming, family-like approach to living. Choosing from an array of special features and options, you'll find many ways to define your lifestyle at Pioneer Point. Call or schedule your tour online today at pioneercare.org.
Otter Tail Coaches is hiring school bus and motor coach drivers. $2,000 sign-on bonus and $21.85 an hour. Full and part-time available. Call Otter Tail Coaches of Fergus Falls to start your career as a professional driver.
Spectacular savings event at Northwest Tire. Get a $100 instant rebate on any set of 4-passenger or light truck tires in stock with installation and premium tire coverage. Plus an additional $100 instant rebate when you use the Northwest Tire credit card. Don't miss out on this amazing deal. This offer is valid only through July 31st. Drive to your nearest Northwest Tire locations today and drive away with savings.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
Layton Media has an amazing opportunity to add a media consultant to our Fergus Falls team. If you have energy, integrity, and a passion to talk to people, you might be the perfect fit. We want someone that is not only a go-getter, but a team player who's eager to be part of a successful, supportive team. If you're ready to make an impact with the businesses we work with, we want to hear from you. Apply today at Layton.media and become part of a team that values community, integrity, and growth. That's Layton.media to apply. Your success starts here.
There we go. News Talk 1250 KBRF. Listen anytime, any place with the Fergus Now app on your phone. Check in the forecast for today. If my phone lets me, as we go through today, going to be seeing a little bit of rain starting up, mainly a little after 1 o'clock. Top it out around the 65, 50 tonight's low, 72 tomorrow's high, 71 Friday, 78 on a Saturday. Sunday, a little bit of showers and thunderstorms late Sunday night and carrying us into a Monday night and Tuesday. 77 for Sunday's high, 80 Monday, 86 on Tuesday, 62 right now in Fergus Falls. Morning Talk brought to you this morning and every morning by our good friends over at Pioneer Care and at Fergus Monument Company. So looking forward to a decent day, I guess. It's a little bit cooler.
A little bit cooler.
A little rest of your
I don't know,
AC.
after, a rest of the AC for sure. But if those of you who don't like hot and humid, this is kind of a nice change.
Yeah.
Even, and it's only for kind of today. And then it's going to get warmer, a little bit warmer anyway. So.
Hey, before we move on, I just want to mention a big shout out to all three candidates for the next Fergus Falls Chief of, it wouldn't be Chief of Public Safety, it would be Chief of Police. Okay. Ryan Muckow, the current fire chief, is going to be taking over the Chief of Public Safety duties. And of course, there was a meet and greet last night from 5:30 to 6:30 at the Fergus Falls Public Library. The three candidates, I met all three of them. They all seem to be really great guys. So whoever we end up with, or whoever is, I shouldn't say end up with, whoever is chosen to replace Kyle Bergeron, who's big shoes to fill. Kyle has done a great job in the position of, Chief of Public Safety. But whoever fills Kyle's shoes is going to have, I think we're going to be getting a good one. So, like I said, met all three of them yesterday, and it should be a good decision. They should have the decision in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay, that sounds great. Yeah, this is completely switching gears here, but this is something that has been in the news the last couple of days. This awful Texas flood, which happened on the 4th of July, and then they've had more flooding since then, so it's just been really difficult, and I think there's still in the neighborhood of about 100 people that are unaccounted for.
Yeah, so, a little over 100.
Yeah, so it's really tough. But one thing that I wanted to highlight, did you see that if you liked Caitlin Clark before, you really like her now? She is actually, she herself is donating millions of dollars.
Oh, wow.
And she has launched a $20 million relief fund. And she is actually going to head to Texas. And anyway, so I just think, she's really a class act, I think. And I think she's kind of proven herself like that over and over again. Sometimes you get these men and women who get into professional sports and they become knuckleheads because of all the money they're making. But instead, she's going to give back, and she's going to travel there actually herself. So I thought that was interesting to note.
Yeah.
So
no word on whether or not she'll be followed by Angel Reese at this.
Yeah, exactly. Probably to push her around a little bit when she's there. Okay, well, let's see. The recent national survey, this survey was about 5,000 people, We are going to reveal the states with the most and the fewest good days per year. States like Florida, Delaware, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, and Oregon reported above average numbers in good days, with Florida leading the list at 276 days per year.
I believe it.
Based on the weather? I don't know.
It's got to be weather.
On the other end of the spectrum, Connecticut, Kentucky, and Vermont reported the fewest good days. The survey examined daily habits and mindsets that contribute to optimism. It found that nutrition, healthy habits, and an optimistic outlook play key roles in determining the number of good days a person has each year. So, if you want to have some good days, Florida is the
Florida's
lead.
the spot?
I guess so. That's where you. I couldn't agree more. I visit there a couple of times every year, and I enjoy every single day that I'm there.
Yeah, it was really funny because it seems like this week is always the week that we go on vacation. Last year I was in Vegas at this time.
Okay.
A couple years before I was in Florida. We were in Cocoa Beach and we were in Destin. And then it's our other Huntington Beach trip as well. It was like all in this week, so all my memories are pretty much all vacation things.
Okay.
And I was showing, or Jen was looking through them, and she goes, "Oh, is this the Caribbean?" I'm like, "No, that's Destin." And
that is one place in Florida I would like to visit. People just
it's gorgeous.
go on and on about Destin. The problem is you have to do like summer or really late spring, April, May.
busy.
Because it's busy and it doesn't get warm. It's it's further north than...
Yeah, well, it's still in the Gulf of Mexico.
It's on the Gulf, but it's not like you're going to go there at the end of February and get 85 degrees.
No, I mean, we didn't. We were in Cocoa.
60.
We were in Cocoa Beach and we didn't get that.
Right.
In January.
Right.
So I mean, it was cold. We had to go down south.
I've been to Fort Myers Beach in January, and we went to the beach, but we wore long sleeves. It was not warm. One of my favorite times to visit Florida, at least the Gulf Coast where we usually go, is November.
Okay.
It is. The problem is that it's not. We don't really feel like by then we got to get out of here because it's still relatively okay weather-wise here. But it is such a nice time to visit Florida because the weather is beautiful, 80 to 85 degrees, very, very nice, and it's not busy at all.
Yeah.
And it's less expensive, too, than
it's
going...
off-season,
yeah, because it's... so rather than going in the spring, the only problem is that it is at the tail end of hurricane season.
Yeah.
So sometimes, in fact, last year, we didn't get to go in November because of 2 hurricanes that hit back to back.
And I would definitely recommend Destin. I mean, just the water is just gorgeous.
Yeah, absolutely. And I should look at what the temperatures traditionally are in early November, because that is one place I hear so many good things about it, and I have found
traffic is crazy though.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think even then that would be?
I don't know.
You go high season, so.
It's just when we could get the kids out. The kids were out of school and made things a lot easier.
Right,
When you've
of
got
course.
a whole bunch of school-age kids. It's
Yeah,
kind of summer or bust.
It is, that's for sure. Okay, so we've heard a lot about, and in fact, you can even Google, what do they call them? Maybe they call them fakes. I don't know. Knockoffs. And I can't. Oh, dupes. That's what it is.
Oh, dupes.
So you can even let's take. I don't know. Think of a brand you really like. Birkenstock shoes, for example.
Gotcha.
So Birkenstock sandals. I would say median price $120, $30, depending on what you're buying. If you're buying the leather ones. Anyway, you can go online and you can say, "Show me Birkenstock dupes," and you will see some that look exactly like what you are looking for, and probably likely half the price. Well, anyway, luxury brands are facing this challenge all over the place. There is a huge emergence of what they're calling super fakes, high quality knockoff handbags, for one thing, that closely resemble authentic designer bags. These replicas, known as mirror bags or one-to-ones, are being sold for significantly lower prices, if you think this is low, ranging from $500 to $5,000. So this is attracting...
Well, that's bargain basement there.
Yeah, bargain basement. Yeah, can you imagine spending more than $5,000 on a bag, on a purse? Never in a million. I think I've spent $300 before one time in New York. I decided I'm going to get the real thing one time, and I did, and I never use it anymore. I mean, it was so fatty. Yeah, I did that one time. But some of these bags are $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 and up.
I think all of Jen's bags come from thrift stores.
I know. I don't know who does that. But anyway, counterfeiters have adapted to digital platforms offering professional customer service and discreet delivery methods. So it's kind of on the down low. Influencers are promoting these super fake bags on social media, appealing to younger consumers skeptical of luxury prices. Despite efforts by luxury brands to combat counterfeiting, the sophisticated techniques used by counterfeiters continue to evolve, posing a significant threat to that industry. And I can see that. You know, another thing that is out there right now that is super popular, bog bags. And those are those heavy plastic molded bags with the holes cut out of them. You know what I'm talking about?
Those like giant Crocs?
Kind of. They look like giant Crocs, yes. But they're big, square, handled bags. And the biggest one, the big one that a lot of people use for, I've got one for a boat bag. I use it on our boat. And I got it as a gift because I've had it in my cart a million times and I just couldn't make myself spend $90. But they have bog bag knockoffs. That's a bog bag.
You go to our video stream, I'm showing a bog bag.
Yep, and
right
the biggest one, they have a mini, they have a medium-sized one. The medium-sized one is $70, and that big one that you just showed us,
that's a $90
the extra
one.
large one is, that might not be. Oops, it went away.
Every time I move, it like goes to a different page.
Okay.
And it's like so many pop-ups. So there it is, real quick.
And the biggest one is $90.
Yep.
So I've had it in my cart a couple of times when shopping, and I'm like, I just can't do it. And thankfully, I got it as a gift, so that was a really good gift.
I finally got something on Amazon Prime Day that I'd been wanting. We always joke and make fun of the fact that nothing you actually want goes on sale.
Right.
I have wanted a decent laptop backpack that can replace my backpack that I take on trips and such. That it's, I mean, after I've been using that backpack for 20-something years.
Yeah.
So it's literally coming apart at the seams. And our last trip, Jen's like, you've got to get something different. And so I was looking for one that could, be a laptop case and a backpack at the same time.
Is that one still out there? Because I could use one of those bad.
But I'll show you mine.
Okay.
So what I did was I was looking at them. There's a nice Swiss gear one that I like.
I love Swiss gear.
And so I'm like, well, I'll look at this, but I didn't want to spend $100 on it.
I know.
I got it for $54.
Oh, that's a good
almost
deal.
half price.
Okay, so remember I told you I was complaining about the thing that I wanted to order?
Yeah.
And it went on Prime Day. It went from $26 to like $46 or something. It was like $20 extra.
Yep.
And I saw yesterday they must have seen that I was looking, and I got it sent to me. Hey, your item just came down in price. And so now it's back to 30, not back to 26, but it did come down to $30. So, yeah, so much for Prime Day.
Yeah.
It went up during Prime Day, and now that Prime Day is done, it came back down.
Yeah, but I mean,
you did actually get a good deal.
I got a good deal.
Okay. Well, that doesn't happen very often, so you really have to do some shopping. But that is something, I'm so glad you said that, because John is always looking. In fact, he had one of those bog bags. He was going to get that for me for my birthday. And then somebody gave it to me before he could get to it. So he's like, well, you just took out one of your gifts, But that backpack.
Yeah.
And that you can put your laptop.
It's in the newsroom, so.
Okay, I'm going to give him that idea.
Yeah, because it's a heavy duty backpack. I mean, it's well constructed.
Yeah.
It's got a special spot in the back
and then,
for that.
Yep, and then if you need to travel with your laptop, it's easy to do that, and it's protected and
it's designed to go through TSA, and it's designed for travel.
So when you go through TSA, do you have to remove it?
I have never traveled with my laptop. So.
Okay. I never have either, and I try not to. I mean,
Well, because normally I've got a big, bulky, laptop case, the briefcase style.
That's what I have as a briefcase style, and
so
I hate it.
It's like I don't want to travel with it because, I mean, it's another bag.
You might end up sharing that link because
this one, it's,
people want that idea, yeah.
You can use it as a backpack bag. You can use it as a backpack and your laptop bag.
Okay.
So.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so there's a lot of super fakes out there, and there's a lot of those bog bag super fakes. So if you just want the bag because you like the size, you like its functionality, and it is super functional, gotta say, but you don't want to spend $90, there are some dupes out there, and you can get it for half that, I think. Okay, here is a woman who sets a Guinness World Record, 4,060 jigsaw puzzles.
Nice.
Yeah, she's achieved the world record.
She's officially my wife's hero.
Yeah, I'm sure. Amassing a collection of 4,060 unique jigsaw puzzles. Starting her puzzle collection in 2019, that's a lot in a very short time.
That's who's got a lot of money, who's got access to Etsy, eBay, and Amazon.
I guess. She has primarily focused on puzzles from Ravensburger, her favorite manufacturer. Her collection surpasses the previous record, somebody who had 2,022 puzzles back in 2023. Her assortment includes various themes such as Disney, Friends, James Bond, Hello Kitty, and Wicked, reflecting her diverse interests in puzzle designs. She mentioned that if she kept all the puzzles she completed in a year, she could easily carpet her entire home with puzzles.
I think my wife could do the first floor.
Do you think so?
She does a ton of puzzles.
Really? Okay, so when my mom was at Pioneer Care, they have a couple of puzzle tables going all the time. And I was so amazed at these ladies that were doing some of these puzzles. The pieces were as big as a dime.
Oh, yeah.
And they were tiny, tiny, tiny. And the entire puzzle when it was done, it looked like a coaster you'd put on under a coffee cup on a coffee table. It was the size of a coaster. And there was probably, 100 pieces in there. Mm-hmm. But teeny, 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 tiny pieces. I don't know how they can do it. So I sat down at the puzzle table. I would do that from time to time, and I'd wheel my mom up to the puzzle table, and then we would sit down, and I would try to dig in. And they would laugh if they heard me say that because I never really dug in. I just visited, and I might get an occasional piece in there. But I tried to do that tiny little piece one because they were down to 3 pieces left. And I thought, well, how hard can this be? Still super hard. But what had happened is that the pieces are so small and so like each other, kind of, that a piece had been fit into the wrong spot.
Oh.
So the last 3 didn't work, and we were mystified by that. So finally, our hospice nurse, she figured it out. She said, guess what? One of these pieces is in the wrong spot. When we got that one put in the right spot, the other 3 plugged right in. So anyway, puzzles. Boy, a lot of people do puzzles.
Coming up this Saturday, it's either 2 or 3 o'clock, West Ottertail County Fair puzzle contest.
Really?
Yes.
So how fast you can put one together, is that it?
I don't know. I've never been in it.
Speaking of, today the fair starts.
Yes.
And you know what that means?
Corn dogs.
Corn dogs. I might actually have to head out there. I would pay the price of admission just to get in.
I've got to go there and get my dad a corn dog and a foot long.
Isn't it senior day or something? And I would qualify.
If I still had my full beard, my beard turned gray, and so I can maybe think I can pull off 65.
No, I don't think so. But it's only 55.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's closer.
I don't think you'd pull off 55.
I'm 47, so maybe I can, pull off that.
Maybe. Do you know what I think is really funny is when you go someplace into a store and they have a senior day, but you have to be 55 plus, and it's really funny. You get up to the checkout and they're like, and they try to think of a nice way to ask you if you are a senior. It's really funny. And sometimes they don't care. Sometimes they just say, well, you look like you could be 55 or older, but it's really funny.
I will take those discounts every time.
Yeah.
I'm granted, like I said, I'm coming up on 48. I'm 47 right now, and so.
Well, I've been taking advantage of them for a long time, and anytime there's a senior discount, let me in.
Yeah.
It's one of the few good things, that and grandkids, about the only good things about getting old. So senior discounts and grandkids. I guess those are my two things that make getting old okay.
I'm trying to remember where I was. I was with somebody that works here who's a little bit older than, maybe about your age. I don't know exactly.
Everybody's older than you, except for Derek.
But we were at a place, and they're like, oh, would you like the senior discount? And he's like, darn right. And I'm going, dude, you got the senior discount. He goes, yeah, but I'm paying 15% less than you for the same darn thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, it is coming up on 10 o'clock, and a time for us to wrap up a Wednesday show. Another week flying by. So, get out your sweatshirt for today, and you'll probably be able to lose it again for tomorrow, and into the weekend looks pretty nice. So thanks for joining us on the show today and every day, brought to us by Pioneer Care and by Fergus Falls Monument Company. Have a great day.